You know, they say money doesn't grow on trees, but you know what literally does? Food. And you know what's out there for all of us? Clean, fresh water. Except for the fact that companies like McDonald's hoard up all of our farming resources and monopolize our farming industry. And companies like Nesquik literally go into communities, buy up the land surrounding freshwater sources, cut off the fresh water, and stop people from accessing the water that their literal town relies on to give water to their kids. This all should be free. I grew up in a time where recycling was a big onus put onto the general public, and it was said that we could make a difference. We could be the difference. But it was all a freaking lie. Out of every polluter out there, it's something like 3 corporations represent 30% of all pollution in the world. Maybe my numbers are slightly off there. Maybe it's the top 10. How are we supposed to do this when the stuff that's literally growing on trees is not being given to hungry people, but instead is being thrown away so that prices will stay up? Because we couldn't have food prices get too cheap here in the United States, could we? You know, I have traveled. I spent a month in Japan 2 years ago, and I just spent 3 weeks out in Europe. I've traveled to Mexico. Do you know what grocery prices are like in other countries? It's absolutely crazy. I found myself spending a little bit too much at restaurants. And so while I was in Europe, I started going to the grocery store instead. And I am not kidding. A bottle of wine and dinner was something like €4. Last year, we are being ripped off so hard, and every single time someone says about it, you need to justify how your argument is somehow economically sound. This is not about economics. This is about human greed. This is about an entire system that is working against you and me. The world is such a beautiful place. There is so much love and happiness to be shared with everyone. How is it that literally what grows on trees, a saying that's supposed to be about money doesn't grow on trees, therefore you can't just pluck it and have it. We literally cannot go up and grab our own food right now. We can't afford it. This big, beautiful bill, do you know what it's doing? It's literally going to cut food that goes to children. I was in British Parliament debate when I was in undergrad. And one of the cliche things was to say, make sure your argument isn't about killing babies. And if your opponent's argument is about killing children and babies, point it out. Well, guess what is happening here? Guess what this world is moving towards? We are separating families. We are sending sick children to countries without their parents because we are allowing hate to spread in our society. I am not proud of what we are doing to our own community members right now. I really do have a lot of hope in humanity. We can come together and build community and spread love and prosperity. There is so much energy behind the hateful people in our society at the moment. one thing that brings me some hope is that we saw in the No Kings protests, the largest protests across the entire United States that has ever happened. We are getting the fire lit under us, and we can do this. It's going to take you and me coming together, standing up for what is right, making sure that instead of throwing away extra food, we give it to hungry people. This world is ours. And it's literally free. Money is the weird thing. Life has existed for a lot longer than this weird economic principle of I have pieces of paper and that means that I own you. Screw that. We formed a society under a societal contract. That contract has been null and void once people that are leading us started ripping out the ground from underneath the people that are the foundation of this country. The societal contract is there because the hard-working people are what build up society. And the rich are only able to get rich because the people that work hard at the bottom are greater than the sum of their parts. We are entering an interesting phase in human history right now where our literal labor productivity is no longer going to be the most valuable thing. Artificial intelligence and robotics will replace our jobs. And believe it or not, that can be a good thing. Imagine a world where literally every single food resource and shelter like housing and medical good from start to finish is done by computers more efficiently and effectively than humans can do, and then our supply chain gets it to the people that need them. That's a world we could build towards. So the next time someone tells you that you don't understand economics if you think that that's the way the world works, they don't understand how the world works. Because life has existed before the theory of economics was even thought of. Money doesn't grow on trees, but prosperity literally does. And we need to stop allowing these companies to ruin it for you and me. We need to stop allowing these narcissistic, greedy CEOs from ensuring that they consume your and my piece of the pie and leave us the crumbs, because the crumbs are drying up. The crumbs are not enough. They kept expanding until our sliver has become not enough to feed you and me. I really do think if you and I come together and build a community, we can fight back and make a better world tomorrow than we see today. We need to, for our children, for the next generation. I really do think that we can do this. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate your time. Please like this video and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think we need to do to make sure that we're making the world a better place tomorrow than it is today? Have a good day.